The ending of a novel can make or break the entire story. Think about it, you can spend months, sometimes years, building worlds, crafting characters, weaving plotlines. But if the ending doesn't land, all that effort risks falling flat. Readers will remember the feeling they had at the end, and if that feeling is disappointment, they may never pick up another one of your books. Hi, I'm Andrea from Bibisco, the novel writing software downloaded by more than 200,000 writers worldwide to create, organize, and bring their stories to life. And today we are tackling one of the trickiest parts of storytelling: how to end a novel without disappointing your readers. I'll walk you through 5 key tips that will help you craft an ending that's not only satisfying but unforgettable. Let's start with the most obvious, but also the most crucial: resolve the core conflict. Imagine watching a sports game. Your team fights hard for 2 hours. The score is neck and neck, and then suddenly the TV cuts out before the final score is revealed. You would feel cheated, right? That's exactly how readers feel if you don't resolve your central conflict. Readers pick up your novel because you have promised them a journey. Maybe it's: will the hero save the kingdom? Will the detective solve the mystery? Will love win out against all odds? The ending is where you deliver on that premise. Now, resolution doesn't always mean happy ending. Sometimes the hero fails, sometimes the lovers part ways, sometimes the detective discovers a truth too painful to share. What matters is that the outcome feels like the natural result of everything that came before. Here's where a tool like bibisco's chapter and scene management becomes essential. You can map every plotline, see them at a glance, and make sure nothing is left unresolved. That way, when you reach the end, your readers feel the journey was complete. Plot closure is important, but readers don't just follow your story for the events. They are there for characters. They have loathed with them, struggled with them, maybe even cried with them. And when they turn the final page, they want to feel those characters have truly gone somewhere. A story is always a journey of transformation. Even if your protagonist doesn't get what they wanted, they should discover something they needed: strength, forgiveness, love, acceptance. That shift is what gives readers a sense of completion. One powerful trick is to create echoes between the beginning and the end. If your character feared the water in the chapter 1, maybe the last scene shows them dipping their toes in the ocean, calm and unafraid. If they start selfish, maybe they end by making a sacrifice. These mirrors show growth in a way that feels subtle yet deeply satisfying. And this is exactly where bibisco's character sheets shine. They guide you to explore fears, desires, contradictions, and relationships. By tracking their evolution, you can make sure the final chapters reflect real growth. Readers will close the book feeling they have witnessed a true journey. We all love a good twist, that moment when everything shifts, when readers gasp and think, I did not see that coming. But if a twist comes out of nowhere with no build-up, readers don't feel surprised, they feel betrayed. Think of a detective story where, in the final chapter, a random stranger suddenly confesses to the crime. No clues, no foreshadowing, just a name pulled out of a hat. That's not clever, that's lazy. A great twist is like the final piece of a puzzle. It surprises you, yes, but when you look back, you realize the clues were there all along. That's the sweet spot, unexpected but inevitable. To achieve that, you need to foreshadow. Plant seeds early, drop subtle hints, let readers look back and see the trail you left for them, and ask yourself, does this twist add real value to the story? If it doesn't deepen the characters or strengthen the theme, it's just noise. With bibisco's timeline tool, you can track events across your story. That helps you scatter clues consistently, avoid contradictions, and make sure your twist feels like the natural, if shocking, conclusion of the path you have been building all along. Endings don't have to spell out every detail. Some of the most memorable endings leave space for readers to wonder, imagine, and debate. That's the power of ambiguity, but too much ambiguity and readers feel lost. Think of it like walking through a maze. At first, being lost is exciting, but if there's no exit at all, you will only end up frustrated. The key is balance. Some questions should be answered, others can stay open. In a romance, for example, readers expect clarity. Do the couple end up together or not? Leaving that vague feels like a broken promise, but in a thriller, leaving one final thread unresolved can keep readers thinking long after the last page. Ask yourself which questions matter most. Resolve the big ones, the central conflict, the relationships that define your story, but don't be afraid to let smaller mysteries linger. That touch of uncertainty gives your story depth and keeps readers connected even after the book is closed. And hey, before we move on to the very last point, if you are enjoying these tips, give this video a like and hit subscribe. It's just a small click for you, but it helps the channel grow and makes sure you don't miss the next writing tip. Finally, let's talk about theme. Your theme is the heartbeat of your story, the underlying message or question that runs through every scene. And if you want your ending to feel meaningful, it needs to reflect that theme. Think of the Lord of the Rings. The theme is sacrifice and hope, and the ending shows exactly that. Frodo gives up everything for the sake of the world. Or To Kill a Mockingbird, where the theme is justice and morality. The ending reinforces Scout's growth and her father's moral stance. Ask yourself, what is my novel really about? If it's about friendship, end with loyalty. If it's about courage, show your character facing their fear. If it's about identity, let them embrace who they truly are. Your final page should tie up that thematic thread, reminding readers what the story has been about all along. When you do this, your ending doesn't just close the story, it resonates. It stays with readers, echoing long after they have finished the book. So here are the 5 keys to an unforgettable ending. Resolve the core conflict. Give your characters emotional closure. Avoid cheap, unearned twists. Balance clarity with a touch of ambiguity. And tie everything back to your theme. Do these 5 things and you will leave readers not just satisfied but moved. They will close the book with the feeling that the journey mattered and was worth every page. Thanks for watching, and if you are ready to craft endings your readers will never forget, download Bibisco today, the link is in the description.